Beaver Creek, there's home, a bit outside the Chipwood Dome. Beaver Creek bears come and go, but we surely know Beaver Creek bears are loud. No need to lift the shroud. Rather when hear a Beaver Creek bell, let us play upon your darkest fear. If you hear one a coming, think of a ditty and start humming, and maybe add some flair to let them know you're there. For there's nothing worse than a startled Beaver Creek bear. So don't stay quiet and say a and getting along will be a breeze. One day we'll return to the Chipwood Dome. That's where the Beaver Creek bears come. Rather when hearing a Beaver Creek bear, let it play upon your darkest fear.
In our opening scene, Huey and Dewey, two of our favorite Beaver Creek bears, were shown wrestling. Huey and Dewey are brothers and are part of the 2019 Triplets. Dewey was the runt of the litter. As a result, he feels compelled to constantly challenge larger brother Huey as the two travel about Beaver Creek. In general, the male Beaver Creek bears engage in various activities to keep themselves entertained. For instance, in mid-July, as mating season winds down, ant season ramps up. By late July, depending on the weather, ants can become very active, making them easier for bears to find. And bears love to hunt ants, for ants are a bear delicacy. These videos show Huey smashing a decaying black cherry tree to bits with his body weight to get to the ants inside. At this time, it was mushroom wet and humid as heck, so the ants were very active. The bears loved this tree to death in 2023, first snapping it in half, and finally breaking it completely off, leaving only a mere stump. In 2024, the rotting logs became ant-infested. As shown, Huey is one enthusiastic ant hunter. Physically, Huey has a blackish snout and still retains much of the typical young male bear lankiness, despite being 6 years old now. One of Huey's defining features is his long neck, by far the longest of any Beaver Creek bear. Unfortunately, Huey was one broken bear in mid-2024, having a left wrist grotesquely twisted 90 degrees and a right forearm badly swollen, if not broken. Turning to Dewey, personality-wise, he has a game camera fetish and loves to fiddle with our cameras. As shown, Dewey has sharp claws, and sometimes those claws pierce the cameras. During late May 2025, Dewey had 3 confirmed camera kills in a single week. He was extremely proud of himself, often posing for extended periods of time by the downed cameras, as if to taunt us. In response to Dewey's camera mauling addiction, several broken cameras were positioned about Beaver Creek to act as decoys, in the hopes Dewey would attack them, instead of the newer models. We've had middling results thus far, but Dewey's camera kill rate has declined, and most of our new cameras still remain fully functional, heading into the final stages of the 2025 bear year. In addition to ants, bears hunt other insects as well, including mites. In August 2024, we were attacked by flying biting mites twice moving along Beaver Creek before finally figuring out from whence the mites were coming from. An old stump. Here, Dewey is munching on soybean leaves as he approaches. These videos show black bears have tremendous balance, and once again, very sharp claws, the easier to climb trees with. Physically, Dewey is drastically different from brother Huey. Dewey has a classical nasal helmet snout, which is a snout with tan sides with black protruding chevrons, with black running down the top center of the snout. As a side note, a female bear can mate with more than one partner during mating season, and then, interestingly, give birth to cubs with different fathers at the same time. Objectively, Huey and Dewey have different fathers. Huey is an aggressive ant hunter. Another personality trait is that Huey is very friendly. For instance, our champion red oak has a hole several feet up that a family of raccoons frequents. Huey often climbs the red oak to say hello to any of the raccoons that are home. Huey also gets along with the deer. Here, Huey huffs as he was startled by a fawn. Huey even gets along with Mars, our grumpy old possum that waddles about and complains about everyone and everything. Let's turn to Beaver Creek itself, which snakes through these woods this way and that before finally running into the Chippewa River. In the springtime, as the snow melts, often Beaver Creek roars as it fiercely runs like a small river. Typically, the upstream portions of Beaver Creek dry up in the summer once a prolonged dry spell arrives. However, the downstream portions are spring-fed, always providing fresh water for the wildlife. We've been trying to make Beaver Creek a bear habitat for decades now, albeit very slowly. Bears like to remain hidden, so a lot of conifers were planted along Beaver Creek, mainly red and white pine and white spruce. Abundant in these parts is invasive buckthorn, which also helps to keep the bears hidden during the summer. Even so, unless it is raining, the bears can still be heard meandering about and felt watching us as we invade their sanctuary, for the Beaver Creek bears are the loudest critters in these woods, except for agitated red squirrels. As shown, sometimes our videos come out rather surreal, having various shades of white, silver, and black as if a scene out that classic movie, A Midsummer's Night Dream. Huey and Dewey's sibling is Louie. If you see 3 bears marching along Beaver Creek in formation, it is likely the 2019 Triplets. Laid-back Louie has a very passive persona, and is much less inclined to engage in wrestling shenanigans when compared with brothers Huey and Dewey. Louie was also very affectionate with Mother Queen Eleanor when younger. So the evidence indicates that Louie is actually Louisa. As a result, Louie is now called a gender-neutral Lou. Unfortunately, the jury is still out on this issue, as Lou hangs around Beaver Creek less and less, often only returning late in the bear year, so we don't have a lot of recent footage of Lou to analyze. When bears travel together, typically the subservient bear takes point. For instance, when the triplets travel as a unit, Lou always leads. And when Huey and Dewey travel together, Dewey leads the way. Bears like to eerily laugh when they are happy. The triplets are one happy family when they are reunited, so not surprisingly, if you listen closely, you can hear them laughing in this video sequence.
My, oh my, rummaging in the mist. Those Beaver Creek bears always move with a twist. That exotic sight can be quite sublime when seeing 3 Beaver Creek bears marching in line into the spruce. Huey, Dewey, and Louie go without a doubt to hide from onlookers. We know the triplets are on the move, so please, please behoove. Most definitively get in the groove. The triplets once again are in the mist. Huey moving with a broken wrist. Dewey always giving the camera a twist. Louie sometimes also in the mist. Dewey feels compelled to hit cameras with his fist, with his paws sharp and long, obligated to put the cameras where they belong. Claws embedded extremely deep into the camera casing, the piercing fingers creep. Remember and try not to forget, you'll often see a twist.